Ever feel like airlines are working against you? You're not wrong. Beneath the smiling flight attendants and glossy booking sites lies a maze of hidden tactics airlines use to squeeze every dollar and keep you in the dark, from secret seat hacks to refund tricks they hope you never discover. The system is rigged in their favor, but not anymore. We're pulling back the curtain on 11 hidden flight tricks airlines don't want you to know. Read on and take back control of your travel experience. Ever wonder why airplane food rarely tastes great, no matter which airline or class you're flying? It's not entirely the airline's fault. There's actually a scientific reason behind it, and airlines are well aware of it. At 30,000 feet, the dry cabin air and low air pressure dull your taste buds significantly. In fact, studies show your ability to detect sweet and salty flavors drops by up to 30%. But here's where it gets sneaky. Instead of investing in improving food quality, many airlines rely on this altitude-induced dullness to cut costs, knowing you won't taste the full flavor. Airlines often serve meals that are overly salted or seasoned. However, in economy class especially, they may use cheaper ingredients because they know your muted taste buds won't notice the difference. Meanwhile, in first or business class, airlines compensate with better presentation, richer sauces, or even chef-curated menus, but it's still a game of perception over substance. What most passengers don't know is that food is cooked and frozen long before your flight, then it's reheated mid-air, which affects flavor and texture even more. Some airlines add additives to preserve taste during this process, but they won't tell you that either. If you want to beat the blandness, skip sugary drinks and order tomato juice. It weirdly tastes better in the air. And bring your own snacks if you're picky. Airlines aren't eager to change the status quo because passengers just accept it. But now that you know, you don't have to. Number 2, the real reason you have to turn off electronics during takeoff. You've probably heard flight attendants ask you to switch devices to airplane mode before takeoff and landing. The common belief is that personal electronics interfere with cockpit instruments, but the truth is more about control than danger. Modern aircraft are shielded against interference, and there's little evidence that phones or tablets pose a real risk to navigation systems. So why the rule? It's mostly about reducing distractions. During critical phases like takeoff and landing, airlines want passengers alert with eyes and ears open in case of emergencies. That's harder to ensure if someone's watching a movie or deep in a call. Plus, there's a safety liability. If a phone flies out of your hand during turbulence or an emergency, it becomes a projectile. And for years, aviation regulations were slow to adapt to changing tech. So many airlines just kept the outdated rules. Here's the hidden trick. Airplane mode isn't about safety. It's about standardizing passenger behavior. The rule is more psychological than technical. And while some newer airlines quietly relax the policy, most still enforce it strictly, just in case. Now, it's more about airline control than interference. Number 3, the secret behind why plane food tastes so bad. Ever wonder why airplane food is often bland or downright awful? It's not just the food, it's your taste buds. Airlines know your senses change mid-air, and they quietly rely on that. To cut corners without too many complaints. At cruising altitude, cabin pressure and low humidity dull your sense of smell and taste by up to 30%. Sweet and salty flavors take the biggest hit. That's why even meals that taste fine on the ground seem tasteless in the sky. Airlines use tricks like oversalting, heavily seasoning, or adding umami-rich ingredients like tomatoes and mushrooms to compensate. But here's the hidden trick. Many airlines use this as an excuse to save money. Since they know your taste is muted, they often serve cheaper, lower-quality food that wouldn't pass on the ground. Some even pre-cook meals days in advance, freeze them, and reheat on board, maximizing profit at the cost of flavor. First class meals are often prepared by better chefs and more recently reheated, which is why they taste significantly better. So next time your chicken feels rubbery or your pasta bland, remember, it's not just bad cooking, it's a calculated cost saving. Move wrapped in altitude science. Number 4, airlines count on you not knowing about hidden city ticketing there. That's a clever travel hack that airlines hate hidden city ticketing. And they go out of their way to keep passengers in the dark about it. Here's how it works. Let's say you want to fly from New York to Chicago, but that direct flight is expensive. Instead, you find a cheaper flight from New York to Denver with a layover in Chicago. You book it and simply get off at the layover, skipping the final leg. That's a hidden city ticket, and it can save you hundreds. Number 5, frequent flyer miles can be more valuable on partner. Airlines. Most travelers think using frequent flyer miles with the airline they earn them from is the best option. But that's exactly what the airlines want you to believe. Here's the secret. Redeeming miles on partner airlines can get you significantly better value. Through global airline alliances like Star Alliance, Oneworld, and SkyTeam, your miles can be used on dozens of partner carriers. The catch: airlines don't advertise this well because it often means you'll get more flight for fewer miles. For example, instead of using 70,000 miles on United for a round trip to Europe, you might book the same route on Turkish Airlines, a Star Alliance partner, for just 45,000 miles with better service and seating. Some partner redemptions even offer free stopovers, letting you visit 2 cities for the price of one.